Hey, everybody, and welcome to your personalized deep dive all about bodyweight workouts. We're going to unpack everything you need to know about this awesome way to train without getting bogged down in tons of technical jargon. So by the end of this, you're going to have a solid grasp on what bodyweight training is, how to do it effectively, and why it might just be the perfect fit for your lifestyle. So let's start by addressing the elephant in the room, or rather, the lack of elephants. Weights or fancy gym equipment.
Exactly. That's right. Bodyweight training is all about leveraging your own body's resistance to build strength and improve your fitness. And that means you can literally do it anywhere, from your living room to a park, even a hotel room if you're traveling. It's fitness on your terms, fully accessible and adaptable to your schedule and environment.
All right, I'm already sold on the convenience factor, but how exactly does this work? Do you just flail your arms around, or is there a method to this madness?
Uh-huh. There's definitely a method. While you don't need weights, proper form is absolutely crucial in bodyweight training. It's what ensures you're targeting the right muscles, maximizing the benefits, and most importantly, preventing injuries.
So it's about moving with intention, not just going through the motions. That makes sense. Speaking of motions, our first source lays out a beginner-friendly routine that we can kind of explore together. Are you ready to break it down?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Perfect. First up is the warm-up, which includes moves like shoulder windmills, shoulder retractions, hip circles, knee hugs, and squats. It's like a gentle wake-up call for the body, prepping those muscles for action. What I love about this warm-up is how it targets different areas, shoulders, hips, legs, ensuring we're nice and loose before diving into the main workout.
That's a great observation. And while you're going through these warm-up moves, it's helpful to really tune in to how your body feels. For example, when you're doing those shoulder retractions, imagine squeezing your shoulder blades together as if you're trying to hold a pencil between them. This helps open up your chest and counteract all that time we spend hunched over our devices.
So it's not just about going through the motions, it's about engaging the right muscles, even in the warm-up. That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. It sets the stage for the entire workout. Now, our source moves on to the main circuit, which starts with reverse lunges. These are fantastic for targeting your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, basically all the major muscles in your legs.
Okay, I'm picturing the reverse lunge, stepping back and bending that knee towards the ground. But what should I be focusing on to make sure I'm doing it correctly?
Good question. As you step back, imagine sinking your hips down towards the floor, keeping your front knee aligned with your ankle. You should feel a stretch in the front of your back leg and a good engagement in your front glute.
Got it. Sinking those hips down, engaging that front glute. It's amazing how much detail goes into each movement.
Right, and that's what makes bodyweight training so effective. It's all about precision and control. Now, our circuit continues with rows, which are excellent for strengthening your back and biceps. These are especially important for counteracting that rounded shoulder posture many of us develop from sitting at desks all day.
Interesting. I never thought of rows as a posture-improving exercise, but it makes sense. So how do we do them effectively?
Imagine you're pulling a heavy rope towards your chest, keeping your back straight and your core engaged. It's all about squeezing those shoulder blades together as you pull, really feeling those back muscles working.
Okay. Pulling a rope, squeezing those shoulder blades. I'm starting to feel like a bodyweight pro already. What's next on our circuit adventure?
Next up are static lateral lunges, which, as the name suggests, work those inner and outer thighs. These are great for building stability and strengthening those often neglected muscles.
And all right, static lateral lunges. Let me guess, more hip action.
You got it. For this one, imagine stepping out to the side and lowering your hips towards the ground while keeping your other leg straight. You should feel a nice stretch in your inner thigh and a strengthening engagement in the outer thigh of your bent leg. It's all about finding that balance and control.
Balance and control. It seems to be the theme of this entire routine. This beginner circuit is already challenging my coordination and making me realize just how much strength it takes to control my own body.
And that's just the beginning. This beginner routine lays a solid foundation, but we can explore how these exercises evolve as you get stronger and more comfortable with the movements.
That's what I love about bodyweight training. It's like a journey of continuous improvement. I'm excited to see what other moves we can unlock.
Me too. Let's dive into some of those progressions after a quick break. We'll be back in a moment with more bodyweight brilliance.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. We were just exploring that awesome beginner bodyweight routine. And I think it's incredible how those simple movements can work so many different muscle groups.
I know, right? It's like a full body workout in disguise. And I'm especially intrigued by how these exercises can progress as we get stronger. It's like leveling up in a fitness video game.
Exactly. And that's what makes bodyweight training so sustainable. It grows with you. Our second source dives into a whole library of 30 bodyweight moves, each with variations that increase the challenge and target different muscle groups. It's like having a personalized training manual at your fingertips.
Okay, I'm ready to level up. Can you give us some examples of how these progressions work?
Absolutely. Let's take the classic push-up, a move that works your chest, shoulders, and triceps. If you're just starting out, you could begin with a knee push-up, which reduces the resistance while still engaging those key muscles. As you get stronger, you can progress to a standard push-up supporting your full body weight. And then to really kick things up a notch, there's the one-legged push-up, where you lift one leg off the ground while performing the push-up, adding a whole new dimension of core strength and stability.
Wow, one-legged push-up. That sounds intense. It's incredible how one basic exercise can evolve into something so challenging.
Right. And that's the beauty of it. It's not about adding more weight. It's about mastering your own body weight and finding creative ways to increase the difficulty.
I'm starting to understand why so many people rave about bodyweight training. It's accessible, it's scalable, and it seems like there's always room to grow and learn new things.
Exactly. It's a continuous journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Speaking of journeys, let's move on to another exercise progression that caught my eye. The bridge.
Ooh, bridges. Those are great for the glutes, right?
Absolutely. The basic bridge is a fantastic way to activate your glutes and hamstrings. But we can take it even further. Imagine starting with a standard bridge, then progressing to a single leg bridge where you lift one foot off the ground while maintaining that glute squeeze. And if you're feeling really ambitious, you can try a single leg bridge with your leg extended straight out. Talk about a glute burn.
My glutes are already firing up just thinking about those variations. I love how each progression builds upon the previous one, gradually increasing the challenge and working those muscles in new ways.
Right. And it's not just about adding reps or sets. It's about refining your technique and finding those subtle adjustments that make all the difference. For example, when you're doing those bridges, imagine you're tucking your tailbone towards your chest and squeezing your glutes as if you're trying to crack a walnut between them.
Okay, tucking the tailbone, cracking that walnut, I'm getting a visual. It's amazing how those small cues can really help you engage the right muscles and maximize the effectiveness of each move.
Absolutely. And these progressions apply to a wide range of exercises, from squats to lunges to planks. It's all about finding what works for you and your current fitness level, then gradually increasing the challenge as you progress.
I'm sensing a theme here. It's all about listening to your body and honoring where you are on your fitness journey.
You got it. It's not about comparing yourself to others or pushing through pain. It's about finding that sweet spot where you feel challenged but not overwhelmed. And remember, consistency is key. Even a few minutes of bodyweight exercises a day can make a huge difference over time.
Consistency over intensity. I love that approach. It makes fitness feel more approachable and sustainable, like something you can weave into your life without turning it upside down.
Exactly. And speaking of weaving fitness into your life, let's shift gears for a moment and explore how these bodyweight principles can extend beyond our dedicated workout time.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. You mean like incorporating more movement into our daily routines?
Precisely. It's about finding those small opportunities throughout the day to get your body moving, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time.
Like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or walking to a coworker's desk instead of sending an email.
Exactly. Those little bursts of activity add up over time and can have a significant impact on your overall health and well-being. And it's not just about burning calories. It's about feeling more energized, improving your mood, and reducing stress.
It's like turning everyday activities into mini workouts. I love how this approach reframes movement as something that's integrated into our lives, rather than a separate chore we have to squeeze in.
Exactly. And when you start to see movement as a natural part of your day, it becomes less about willpower and more about simply living in a way that supports your physical and mental health.
Okay, I'm officially on board with the body weight movement revolution, but before we get too carried away, let's take a moment to address something we've touched on a few times: the importance of proper form.
You're right, it's worth emphasizing again. Proper form is crucial not just for maximizing the benefits of the exercises, but also for preventing injuries. It's not about speed or how many reps you can crank out. It's about moving with intention and control, listening to your body and making adjustments as needed.
It's like having a dialogue with your body, right? Asking it what feels good, what needs a little more attention, and respecting those signals.
Exactly. It's about building that mind-body connection, becoming aware of your own movement patterns, and making adjustments as needed. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel strong and confident, and days when you need to modify or take a break.
It's all part of the process. I love how this approach embraces the ups and downs of fitness and encourages us to be kind to ourselves along the way.
Absolutely. It's not about striving for perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, honoring where you are at, and celebrating those small victories along the way.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. But before I go conquer those one-legged push-ups, we have one more part of our deep dive to explore, right?
We do. Let's take a quick break and come back to wrap things up with some final thoughts and reflections on how to make bodyweight training a sustainable part of your life. Stay tuned.
Okay, we're back, and wow, I'm feeling super energized after like all those bodyweight progressions. It's pretty amazing how those simple exercises can become such like challenging movements, right?
I know it really is a testament to the power and adaptability of our own bodies.
Totally. And speaking of adaptability, I'm curious how we can make this bodyweight wisdom a sustainable part of our lives. It's one thing to nail a workout, but like, how do we integrate this approach into our daily routine and make it stick for the long haul?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And, I think it starts with shifting our perspective on movement. Instead of seeing it as like a chore or something we have to do, what if we viewed it as like a gift, a way to celebrate what our bodies can do?
Ooh, I love that. It's like reframing exercise as a form of self-care rather than punishment.
Exactly. And when we start to see it that way, it becomes less about willpower and more about finding joy in movement. Maybe it's dancing in your kitchen while you make dinner, taking a walk in nature, or playing tag with your kids. It doesn't have to be structured or intense to be beneficial.
Yeah, it's about those like small, consistent moments of movement that add up over time.
Precisely. And I think it's also important to find activities that you genuinely enjoy. If you hate running, don't force yourself to do it. There are so many ways to move your body. So experiment and find what lights you up.
It's about listening to your body and honoring what feels good.
Absolutely. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to fitness. What works for one person might not work for another. So be patient with yourself, explore different options, and celebrate those small victories along the way.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on body weight training and how to make it like a sustainable part of my life.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, days when you feel motivated and days when you don't. The key is to keep showing up for yourself, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time.
It's those small, consistent efforts that ultimately lead to lasting change. And on that note, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of bodyweight workouts. We hope you've walked away with some valuable insights, inspiration, and maybe even a little bit of sweat.
It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you. And remember, your body is your gym, so get out there and explore the incredible power of movement.
Until next time, happy training.